Hello, Chaucer and I welcome you to Castle Diaries and to the warmth of the snug today. This is a little room that used to be part of the original stables in my little castle, and it gets very toasty in winter because we have a real log burning fire, and on very cold days like today there's nothing we like better to do than snuggle up in the snug. But you're going to come travelling with us today. Last week I took you to Paris, amazing. Today I'm going to take you to the Christmas market at Abergavenny Garden Center. Don't knock it, it's absolutely amazing. I'm going to walk you through what's been happening in the conversion of our stables into a holiday let. Quick little bit of a preview. The roof is going on. That's terribly exciting. So I'll walk you around what is effectively still a building site and explain what's going to happen. Then I finish putting the garden to bed. I put the last of the garden sort of furniture away, including the barbecue. I give it a bit of a clean, put it to bed for winter, and also start to make sure that the birds in our garden are all wonderfully fed for the winter. I've got some new bird feeders that I bought at Abergavenny Garden Center. One of the things I absolutely love about the 2 acres around my little castle here are the fact we have so many birds. So get yourself a coffee, relax, and come on a little bit of a castle adventure with me. Chaucer and I are very glad you're here. I've come along to my local garden centre because they have a Christmas fair and I really want to get in the Christmas mood. So if you're up for it, would you like to come and see a Christmas fair with me? And I'll even show you where to post your letter to Father Christmas. Oh, doesn't that sound like fun? Come on, get your coat, get your scarf. We'll go for a little wander. It is an explosion of Christmas here. I'm back from Abergavenny Garden Center, and here I am, placing my purchase and the first of our Christmas decorations. Merry Christmas. It's Monday morning, it's raining, the builders will be arriving soon, but I thought I would give you a quick look at what's been happening in the stables over the last couple of weeks. Look here. Definitely coming on and definitely beginning to look like a building site. First thing I have to do is navigate my way in. It's kind of no entry, but I live here, it's my land, I can do that. So coming through, and you can see all of the amazing roof tiles have now arrived, and over the last couple of weeks they've started to put the batons on the roof. They put new felt down, they put new battens down, and now they've started to put new tiles on the roof. And this weekend we had a structural engineer come over just to make sure that the weight of the new roof tiles is going to be okay and won't impact anyway on the roof. It won't collapse. Now let me navigate my way through. Oh, this bit here, this is the side of the stables, and we're going to put a wood store up there. I'm quite excited. We built a wood store this weekend. It's over on Instagram. You'll find me there, Life with Mock, and you'll see a little bit of it coming up here. So we're going to put another wood store here so that our guests have access to a wood store, which is rather exciting. Making my way through past the ladder. I'm absolutely petrified of heights. I've been up there once, but I'm unlikely to go up there again. And then making my way through all of the scaffolding. And I can no longer use this door or the far door, because they've started to be bricked up, because we're going to have some windows there, which is lovely. So we're going to have windows from the bedroom and windows from the setting room. And these lovely old doors, we're going to try and use them somewhere in the property, but I have lovely oak, actually, wooden oak windows coming. And then the bottom are going to be clad here. So that should be lovely. Let me just take you in. What I love about my builders is they're so tidy, honestly. They really put everything away, it's lovely. So coming in here, right, over there, you have your bathroom. There, you're in your bed. I come through the bedroom into my kitchen along here. I have my kitchen sink at this window. I have a lovely sofa here, a wood burner. Oh, I'm having fun choosing wood burners. Wood burner in the corner over there. And then a table to have dinner there. And you'll see here they have started to brick up, so I can no longer go in. This room is changing forever. The future's coming. And then in the back here we have all the extra wood that when a couple of trees fell down a few years ago, we had Joe, my husband's nephew, come over, and he does forestry management, and he chopped them all for us, and we've been saving money for years having the wood there, and they're going to be a beautiful, as I said, log store outside. So that's what's going on in the stables. I'm about to head off to London for 4 days of work, so I'm hoping that by the time I get back, the roof will almost completely be on. I have chosen a kitchen. Well, I've chosen 2 kitchens. And if you go onto my Instagram, Life with Mock, you'll see some options there around kitchens. And do let me know which one you think I'm going to go for, or I should go for. I've got 2 shaker options, and I just can't decide which one to do. So I'd love if you could let me know. Anyway, that's my update from the stables. Nice to see you. And then stay tuned, because I've got lots of other adventures I'm going to share with you now. I do think at the end of this I'm going to need a little bit of a clear-up job, don't you? I'm also hoping at some point that I'm going to put new gravel down here, because this gravel, gosh, it's really, really past its prime. So later on, when all of the work is done, I'm going to have new gravel, and I'm really looking forward to that on the driveway. Something I always love to have around Christmas are Paperwhites. These gorgeous flowers give me a reminder that spring will be coming at some point in the future. They're daffodils, really, white daffodils, and you can force them. So you plant them, put them in the dark for a couple of weeks, and then take them out. Although, because I'm planting mine very late, good Lord, they've already forced in the bag. Look at that. That's amazing. So I'm going to be planting those this afternoon, laying them up around the house, and then we'll have beautiful smelling Paperwhites all over Christmas. So I'm back in the greenhouse with my gorgeous William Morris trowel. You might hear a little bit of noise because just outside my husband Joe is putting up a wood store, but I'm in here planting Paperwhites. Now, one of the things I love about country houses are the fact that they are mixtures of cultures from all over the world, probably, to be honest, reflecting the UK's imperial past. And one of the things you always find in a country house is a bit of chinoiserie. So I have this bowl, I think it belonged to my mother, and I'm going to be planting it up with these Paperwhites. And as I showed you earlier on, they've already started to bud. I was a little bit worried because I'm planting them so late. However, I think nature has done me a favour by being so busy in work. So
I'm going to pop my compost in. I am really lucky that we have some compost beds here behind one of the garden sheds. And over the last 4 years, I've been turning it, and now I'm at a point where I actually have my own compost, mainly. We do buy some, I'll have to be honest. I'm not completely self-sufficient yet, but I hope one day to be self-sufficient in compost at least. I have thought about starting a kitchen garden, and I think one day I will have more vegetable patches than I currently have, but because I'm dividing my time between working in London and living in Wales, probably about 40% of the time in London and about 60% of the time in Wales, I don't really have the chance to do all of the gardening that I would like. Water when it's an incredibly warm summer, and so often if I have vegetables, they die. So I'm going to wait until I retire, which hopefully is in about a year or so. Anyway, I have popped all of the compost in that I need, and now I'm going to place my Paperwhites. Now the great thing about Paperwhites is you can pack them quite solidly in the bowl. So I'm going to probably put about 6 of these gorgeous, and they're fragrant, these gorgeous bulbs in here. Maybe 5, and then I'll find somewhere lovely to put in the house. I'll just sprinkle a little bit over the top. Oh, my goodness, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. I've got that to do, and I think I've got at least 10 more pots. I'm going to be here for the rest of the afternoon, so take care. I'll see you soon. One of the things I love about living in the little baby castle is the amount of birds that we have in the garden. But you only have the birds because I look after them. And so I love to feed the birds, as Mary Poppins, was it Mary Poppins? Yeah, Mary Poppins said. And I bought these beautiful bird feeders last year from my local garden centre. But honestly, I'm not massively happy with them. They've got quite sort of gluggy inside. The bird seed tends to stick. Then it starts to grow as grass, and you know, I'm concerned about bird flu. So when I was at the marvellous Abergavenny Garden Center Christmas fair the other day, I just went and bought some standard bird feeders, and I think these ones, they're plastic and metal. They've got no fancy bits on them, and they're going to be absolutely perfect to keep my birds fed over the winter and, more importantly, make sure that they are safe. So I got myself some extra value bird feed. Now, I often put out scraps from dinner, and I'll put extra bread or any crackers that are going off. I put those in the garden. But I also think it's important, like I look after my own nutrition with nuts and seeds, to do the same for the birds. So I've got in here, apparently this is going to attract blue tits, goldfinches, coal tits, chaffinches, green finches, and great tits of the garden. We have so many of those already. It's a seed mix ideal for year-round feeding. I'm not being sponsored, I'm just reading the label, and in it goes. What a satisfying noise. I do not have much success with fat balls, so I put my fat balls out, and they don't really like them. They tend to just sort of rot in here, so I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I've been told I shouldn't leave them out because apparently squirrels eat them, but I don't know about you. Squirrels need to eat too, so I'm going to give up on the fat ball dispenser and going to give the squirrels a Sunday banquet. In the meantime, I'm going to feed the birds, and we have lots of bird feeders around the garden, and I shall be gently placing them over the next 10 minutes or so. And in the tree there, I can spot my little friend the robin. He's very intrigued at what I'm doing, and he's definitely going to have some Sunday lunch. Hello. You're very welcome. I'm doing some odd jobs in the garden at the moment, making sure I feed the birds and kind of putting the garden to bed. I put away the garden furniture a couple of weeks ago, but now I need to put the barbecue to bed too. Here's my lovely barbecue, and it's known as a big green egg, which I absolutely adore. I use it most of the time to store bird feed, I have to be honest. I don't have that many barbecues, but I bought it when I first moved here. When I do a Côte de Boeuf on a Sunday afternoon in the summer, this is absolutely marvellous. And it can get a little bit mouldy. Grass can grow inside. See, storing my bird feed. Oh, look at that. Honestly, nature's amazing. It will grow anywhere, even where there's no light. So I need to make sure I give it a quick clean, take off any of the moss that has grown. And then, like anyone, you have to prepare for bed. I think this is a little bit like the garden brushing its teeth before bedtime. So if you like, next year, I will cook a fabulous roast in here on a Sunday afternoon. I'll film it and you can all cook along with me. So there we go. I think, what a satisfying sound. I think my egg is ready for bed. Yes, indeedy. A little bit of moss here at the back. Let's get the duvet on. Look at this. I'm going to get so dirty, and my father-in-law's coming over in a minute for tea. I think that's it. It's so heavy that it arrived on a pallet, and we had to get a sort of a wincher to bring it in here, so I'm not moving it anywhere from here. We get quite wet weather in this part of Wales over the winter, and so I want to make sure that I protect this and that it will come out on sunny days. Lovely. Always jobs to do here, even on a Sunday afternoon. Now, if you'd excuse me, I have to get ready because I've got to make tea for my father-in-law. What's over here? Come on. I'm not sure you've met Percy very often. This is Percy. He was a rescue, so he's not very good at recall. So even in the garden, we keep him on a lead. Whereas Chaucer, he can just run where he wants. Run wherever he wants, can't he? Because he always comes back. This one, oh no, Percy's chased horses, rabbits, the lot. You don't want to let him off on the lead, believe me. Come on.